So what else? What else? What else? Now let's talk a bit about Madrid because it's the biggest city, let's say.
Madrid.
You can eat pretty good. And let's also talk about food. Let's say Madrid and the north of Spain is considered the best to eat, let's say. Also, Madrid has a lot of bar culture. And this is a thing that Japanese people, yes, this is a thing that Japanese people cannot understand. Like, how is possible that at 10 of the morning there is people just sitting in a table outside of the street and not working? It's a thing that a lot of people don't. I also don't understand. It's you will also find people just drinking outside of the on the streets, let's say, in a bar. It's doing tapas also. You can.
好きバールはよく行きますか?
Actually, in Barcelona, it is not that popular because it's pretty expensive. So,
そうなんだ。
only tourists go to tapas in Barcelona, and you can eat pretty good, but it's pretty expensive. Also, in Madrid, it's much cheaper for the locals, so it has much more culture than in Barcelona. That's also a thing that it's really different from Japan. People eat out a lot in Tokyo, like for breakfast or for lunch. People just can go to the.
朝もなんだね。ブレックファーストも外で。
Yeah.
名古屋
So here in Barcelona, if you go outside to lunch every day or so, you are just rich. You cannot do that here. So only in special occasions we go to lunch with the family in a restaurant. But in Madrid and the north of Spain, you can do it. You can afford it, let's say. So in Madrid, yeah.
アヒージョは日本でも人気がありますよ。Very popular.
With Madrid.
In Japan.
What is popular? Madrid.
アヒージョってタパスのメニュー
Yeah, it's really good.
人気があるよね、日本でも。パエリアに並んでかな。
Also, another curious thing about the Spanish cities is that all of the people lives in the big cities. It's a really big city. All the population is around the coast and in the big cities. The rest of Spain is empty pretty much. We have a lot of space. So this makes that I grew up in the most dense place in Europe. Like it's around 80,000 people per square meter. So I grew up with the most people living in Europe.
どこの国だろう Which country?
My city is the one that live more people by space.
一番人口密度が高い。
It's not very big, but it's very a lot of people live in that same place. Yeah.
どこの都市って言ってた
エリックのバルセロナ。
Yeah,
バスな
I live
海岸
just
沿いのビッグシティはって言ってたね。
うん。
うん、
Barcelona. It's not. It's Hospitalet de Llobregat. Is the city next to Barcelona where workers live to go to commute to Barcelona. Is the nearest, let's say. It's just houses. It's not nothing else. Also, we don't have it. We are pretty similar to Japan. We don't have in the cities. We don't have single house. In fact, in Japan, you have more single houses. I think here you don't have single houses. There is only apartments in the cities.
あ、
There is,
そっか。へえ。
yeah, they are not tall at all because the majority of them doesn't have more than 4 floors.
うん。
But every single apartment has 4 or 5 floors. So this makes also this can be said about Barcelona, like all of its apartment. But the cool thing about it is that there is no skyscrapers. It is said.
ではないね。それは制限があるのかしら、建築の。restrictions? Do you have any height
Yeah.
restrictions?
So this can be this makes Sagrada Familia to stand really tall.
うん。
You can see pictures of it. Like there is no buildings in the middle of the scenery, let's say, the landscape. Also, this makes problems of living in Barcelona, and you could construct higher buildings and people will live much cheaper, but the government doesn't allow that. So a lot of people, especially young people, or live together with 7 or 8 people of the age on the same floor, or they just live really outside of the city and they have to commute by train an hour or so every day.
1時間。
うん。
スパニッシュアパートメントって映画があったよ。アパートか。でも素敵だよね、ヨーロッパのアパート。
Also, I don't know if you have seen the design of Barcelona, but it's really square. Have you seen it from above of the city?
No.
The city was also in the same time of Antoni Gaudí. There was another designer that say that the streets should be square. The constructions should be square. So if you see a picture from above of Barcelona, you will see that it's a square, the buildings. It's really cool.
そうなの。
But let me check.
うん。四角が見えるってこと？バルセロナが四角だってこと？
ビルディング、決まってるのかしらね、高さも形も。
ああ、そういうこと。
そうなんだろうね。
So this is made to
見えなくなっちゃった。
be more walkable for the people, let's say. Mm.
あ、これのこともしかして。
四角。
これ、うん、なんか意味わかったかも。これ画像送れんのかなあ、 あ、ごめん、なんか変なのになってた。
I I've shared a
う
link.
わ、本当だ。すごい。
ね、こういう意味
うん。
So
すごいな、これ。
？Is this what
yeah.
you mean?
い
Can you
え、
本当に
see
四
the
角いね。
cat?
もうすごいよ。
なんかタコのさ、
あ、9番ね。
ね、わあ。
す
ー、
げえな、これ。
これが、
So
なんて読むんだろうね。エリック、これなんて読むの？エクサンプル？
yeah, this is like the district. I don't know what the name.
exam.
ね、
This is the center of Barcelona.
すごい揃ってるね。
うん。
これどういう意
高さも。
味なんだろうね、日本語で。
So this was made. So if you see closely, there's like parks in the middle. There is like big streets, so the majority of cars can go. So and in some of them even there is restaurants, there is like gardens for the outside buildings to go inside.
白
So
い
the
ね。
majority of these blocks, especially in the bigger streets, all of the first floor is restaurants and luxury shops,
うん、
and then in the first floor starts the residence,
住
where
んでる
people
ん
live.
だ。
Yeah. So in the majority of Barcelona, the first floor, the floor zero, it doesn't belong. It's just business.
うん、
1階には
ビジネス。
住んでないってこと？
レストランとか、ビ
うん、
ジネスとか、
入ってるってことだよね。
ね、上
う
の方が住宅なのかな。
あ、
整然としてるんだね、こんなに。
ねえ、A サンプル。
あ、シャンプラっていうらしいよ。
う。
うんん、
カタカナでは。
シャンプラ
シャンプラ。
ああ、シャンプラって書いてある
初めてその
ね。
単語を聞いた。
へえ、面白いね。
うん、す
So
ごい。
what I was explaining about Antoni Gaudí is that it has like buildings all over these streets. So you go walking from the center to Sagrada Familia, and you have a lot of buildings,
う
a lot of
ー
buildings.
ん。
北
So
極星
it's
み
really
たいな。
yeah. So you
オー
have
ラス。
some
ああ、
touristic
本当だ。
guides. Yeah.
うんいや、目印になってる写真が見つけた。
本当、もうどっからでもこのサグラダ・ファミリアがバーンと真ん中に
うん、すごい
見えるか。ら。すごいね。
So Sagrada Familia is really far from the center.
うん、
That's because it's not because it's
Oh.
not important,
うわ
but because in back then people didn't care about much about the cathedral. If there are some pictures about the cathedral, just and there is just it's like if it was like a farm. There was no building around it because actually people didn't like the way Anthony Gaudi built the 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 style. They didn't like it, but the years passed by, and the author died without being famous. This happens a lot with famous artists. He actually died with people didn't like. They hated some buildings because I'm going to share with you. Wait,
パ
there
リ
are
のエッ
some
フェル
buildings.
塔みたいだね、エリック。
What?
エッフェル塔もパリの建設当時はそんなに人気がなかったって聞いたことがある。
うんうんうん。
Let me check.
なんか映画があるよね、確か。エッフェル塔を建設するときの。
そうか。
今、まだ公開してないのかな。
ガウディも
うん
と建てていた当時はそんなに人気じゃなかったんだよね。
へえ。
For example, this building right here, I'm going to share. It was really hated by the city because this one, it was in the center of Barcelona, so people lived there.
うんうんうん。
So they have to share the actually most popular streets in Barcelona with this building, and a lot of people hated it. Now it's one of the most watched, most visited places in Barcelona too.
うん。
観光の人がたくさん来る。この
うん
うねうねしてるところか。
Mm.
なんかこう床にもいろんなものが埋まっているような場所じゃなかったっけ、ここ。
Okay, I've shared it. Casa Mila,
朝見ただね。
yeah.
この曲線が独特だよね。
うん。
すごい。
人気なかったんだ、これ。
うん。
すごいよね。
うわ。
どんなに想像してもこんな建物作ろうって思わないもんね。
ねえ、すごいな。
うん。
いや、
すごい。
カタツムリみたいになってる。
そうかな。
いや、上の方が。
あ、上の方ね。あ
上の方にカタツムリいっぱいいる。
ぐるぐるしてるね。
アイスクリームみたいな。
うん。
確かにケーキっぽいね。
うんうん。
クリームがいっぱいついた。
うん、そうだね。
お、
でもこれさ、夜電気がついたら綺麗だろうね。なんか中から
ライトアップある
うんうんうんうんうん。
出てさ、
本当だね。
なんかキャンドルみたいになりそ
夜の写真はないね。
これ、カーサミラとペドレラってどう違うの？
It's the same. It's the
あ、セイ
same.
ム。
う。でしょ？
うん
おう
ペドレラっていうのも出てきて、
うん
カーサミラっていうのも出てくるからどっち違うのって聞いたら、
あ
同じだ
ー
ペドレラ
あ。写真あったよ、夜のやつ。あ、綺麗。
お、
ライトアップされてる。
And the one that I've shared now is my favorite, and I think that Asian people like this a lot more. Casa Batlló.
カサバデ
It's
ィ。
really popular.
へー、か
So
わいい。
so these buildings, this is the more popular ones, but there is much more buildings just inspired by this style. So you go walking around Barcelona and you maybe see this building like nothing. It's crazy how much the Antoni Gaudi affected the city because it's a really unique style, let's say.
やっぱりガウディの存在はすごいんですね。
うん。
これカーサミラの